of the Infinite Eight to divinely intervene as needed for my highest good, aka the highest good. Alright, it is December 19th. It is a Friday evening, 10:05 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay. Just had to check the energy real quick. Alrighty. So, this is Gifts Unlocked by To the Inner Wild. Season 2, episode 1. It's the new style. Unencumbered. Okay. So on the left side, these are energy cards. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of swords, accentuated. You see? Laid to rest, accentuated. So it feels like it's like ding dong, the witch is dead kind of energy. Again, I have not used these cards in, I feel like, years. So it's strange for me to see it like this for the first time. It says she's dead at last. Oh my gosh. So it's putting an end. You remember recently in one of my readings it said something like, you have mastered the dark side. It is you. She is ready. She is complete for the next level, the next phase. And so this is it. So, okay, talking about how things manifest from an internal level. That means like the witch on the outskirts, the bitch, the bitchy witch on the outskirts is dead. Laid to rest. She is incapacitated. She is out of commission. She has no business here, basically, and so she's rendered futile, impotent, and obsoleted from this realm. Do you understand? That means that she has no ability. Whoever this energy is, they have no ability to come at me. They have no ability to come at me even by proxy, because no one will believe this energy. No one will take to this energy in order to, I guess, work as allies in her agenda. So that's wonderful. This is a blessing for all, actually. So that also means that I cannot be my own worst enemy in this capacity at all. Bravo. That's on the recipient side. And this is wonderful to see because this is gifts unlocked by To the Inner Wild. And this is so wonderful. This is wonderful. The small fixins. Okay. So then on the right side, thanks. The doing side, 2, 4, 6, 7 of Pentacles inverted. You know what that means because this is the doing side. Sorry, I just ate dinner, so I don't know if there's anything stuck in my teeth. So 7 of Pentacles, and it's also in panoramic view. In reversal, extroverted. That means this is a harvesting. Like, it is safe to access the goods. It is safe to not be so inhibited. This is actually called Tiny Town. Interesting. Oh, yeah, inhibited. Talking about the incredible shrinking woman, right? You see, that's crazy. And this is actually really cool because they made use of the pentacle energy and showing it. It's like the rooftops of each home. And so all are affected. Like I said, this is a blessing to all. Oh, and I just noticed this here. The spades energy is, it's like, yeah, definitely. That beast is laid to rest, not just on an external unit, but internal for each person, not just myself. So that's excellent. You see, that's crazy. That is so good. This is so wonderful for Hekate's new moon energy. Is it in forgot. I forget what zodiac sign it's in, but that's okay. I think it's Sagittarius. No, 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 no. Yes? New moon in, I think, Sagittarius. That's what I saw on my feed on Instagram today. I just happened to scroll on it, and it was more of like a boot camp, like, you know, straightforward FYI. But you never know with like Instagram if you're gonna get some feed that's like old ass or if it's, you know, up to date. Thanks. So this is excellent. It was like that. Yes. So this is wonderful. This is actually great. I was a little frightened to see what I would pick up from this deck because it's a little it's a wild card for sure. And it's close to another shadow deck. I forgot what it's called. But it has the same imagery. It might be from the same illustrator. I'm not sure. Something, I don't know, it has the same imagery. I don't know why I didn't put the two decks together, but I think it's because I used to I was in the middle of accessing or collecting resources. Yeah, it was a time when I was collecting resources and I was moving about between when I was still part of a certain circle of friends by association, and we had our regular roundups. Really, I don't even want to call it roundups, or even kickbacks. It was just something that we always did. It was same old, same old, same old, same old, same old. So I had, you know, a certain variety in pack and transit. So I don't know why it's important for you to know that. I'm just processing the data chronologically. So I could help me, I could try to jog my memory on where to find it. All right, so there's that. Okay, so those are the energy cards. What else do you want to say about this? Things are happening very, very quickly. Something happened earlier today, like in the past 24 hours, and it felt like the processing unit of something that I've lived before, in like condensed from a week's time to what I've experienced in like a month or, you know, a few months roundup of time. Like the iterations are becoming more concise in their learnings, and I would say easily forgivable, and just like I'm moving on. It doesn't really it doesn't weigh me down, you know. So it's just like, oh, too bad for you. It's a shame that you had to do this. I swear, I did like 10 to 12 readings to confirm whether or not I should drop this energy, because I really wished it wasn't so. I was like, tell me this fucker didn't just tell me straight up. I consulted with my with my usuals. I swear, like 10 to 12 times in the past 24 hours, and I just still couldn't, like, I really wished it wasn't so. I really wish somebody else was just like intercepting and fucking with the transmissions of validation. And I was like, I got it from start to finish, and the most interceptions that I received were in the beginning, and the only interceptions that there were from that energy that was trying to kind of like cause some disarray. So anyway, that sucked, but it's okay. Like I said, I don't care who you are, or where you come from, what status you have, how many how much of a head count you have, how many blue check marks you have across the board. I like save it. Save it for somebody else, okay? This is a segue. What is it? There's sparrows or swallows. Swallows. Binds. Oh, birds of a feather. So 3, 6, 7, 8. 8 of what's clubs again? Wands. 8 of wands. Extroverted. Communication. Do not doubt the communication that comes through. Yeah. Communication. All right, so this is I think swallows are, oh my gosh, these are like piranha swallows. You know. I think swallows are supposed to be symbolic of like fidelity. And so let me just double check here. SWALLOW. Spiritual meaning. Homecoming, loyalty, hope, and new beginnings. The bridge between heaven and earth. So this is aggressive communications. This is like undoubtedly, not like, it is undoubtedly unstoppable. The the assessment, the success story of coming back home, coming back to source. This is being absolutely loyal with believing in yourself and your messaging, believing in your receptivity, believing that you got here, not in the door, or even like right outside of it, like right on the brink or right on the threshold for very good reason. So there are energies that know that they can't come with us. There's like almost like a guillotine that that severs the tie between here and there. And so rather than like hanging on our coattails to get in, like they're part of the wedding party with like the cans on the end of the string, like we're still here, that kind of energy, that echoing like remember the string theory, you know, that kind of energy. Old school communications on the level of commitments and loyalty, the stragglers. Yeah, so there's an ultimate sever between the two, and because of that, what they're trying to do is kind of make you question yourself, even if it's by slight hesitation. Any increment of like energy, like the last savoring bits before you have to go. That's what's happening, and that's why we have a piranha here. Each piranha is a bird. So birds of a feather, which means that like this is not to call war. It's just saying, listing the factuals, the actuals, which means any associations that are affiliated between that energy and my energy, like that's who they who do they like the roundup of friends, who do they really find a sense of belonging with? Where is the loyalty? Truly. And that's what I'm saying. It's not calling out war. It's just, it's actual. You got to make a decision. It's either here or there. You can't be like, oh, you know, well, da, 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 da. At that point, we just say, okay, then you're theirs, okay? There's no neutrality in that. That's what it's saying here. Birds of a feather, they flock together. And so this is almost like an ultimatum for everyone. Yeah, that's true. And at this point, I've been through a large iteration of that. So having practice definitely helps with saying like brief goodbyes. Yeah. And like having rigidity, like a serrated knife, and that kind of friction and severing ties. Like it doesn't. Sometimes it's just like it just needs to be on the chopping block. It doesn't need like the rigidity of it. And so with like the rigidity, there's a greater ability for what do you call it? Like infection. Yeah, like the constant exposure of, you know, here to there and whatever it picks up on, and all the extra cuts and yeah, so this is just the cleanest way of moving forward. And so I don't think I have any hard feelings towards what the other birds, the circle of birds, will decide. I just need to know where I stand, and so from there, and that's just how it is. So I mean, this is a card that's cueing that. So um okay, so there's that. Should I read the cards that came through to affirm that here? No. Okay. Should I put the cards away then? Yes, it's time to put the cards away. So it's already served its purpose. Like the topper was the Queen of Swords on this one. And then yeah, the cards, like, they were just on point. The saving grace, though, I can read this part, is the bottom of the deck still shows that, like, I'm an absolute star. I can continue the seasons. They're not canceled. And then the top of the deck was the Emperor. Like, this is big boss in it. So, it's wonderful. And then I actually restored my phone, rebooted everything, and can you believe that it was definitely hacked for I don't know how long. Probably for, I don't know, for a long time, because it took 40, it was using 40 more gigs than now, which is crazy. So then right here, King of Cups, okay, making an appearance again. Who is this King of Cups anyway? Bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords, moving quickly. This King of Cups here is reminiscent of the one that I told you, like the Viking sword, the Viking axe, whatever. You see? It's very reminiscent of that. This is a little bit more like Alaskan in its make, but this was linking up to the header card in the last time I used this deck, and it was someone severing the heads of, let me see here, 4 heads on the left side. What was it? Just so I can get a reference point, because it's gonna bother me if I don't find it. It's not that one. This is the one. So it's King of Cups also. Oh my god, that's crazy. And then I remember the other side, the right side, in that video thumbnail was the 4 of Swords, or 4 of Spades anyway. So this dude is making an appearance again, the 4 of Cups. How crazy is that? That's so weird. Something to think about. So he's watching things like come to play. That's crazy. Is it, what is it? Where are you? Come out and play. Where did that, is that, did I even quote that right? I don't know. Give me a second. I need some lipstick. Warriors movie, is it? Hello, where are you? Come out and play. Is that how it goes? I don't even know if that's the right way to say it. Anyway, let's do the header cards. This one? This one? Okay, so I guess we can transit to these cards. Okay, so this is the Segue. I mean, I guess along with the sparrows, or swallows. All right. Boop. 3, 2, 1, cheese. What is it? 3 of Pentacles on the in reverse on the recipient side, and then on the doing side, 10 of Pentacles and Queen of Cups in reverse. That's weird. Okay, so what is it? Magnifying here. Give me a second. Oh, so this is definitely sending the communication over, like, for sure. Like, things are moving according to plan. Okay, I totally forgot these other 2 cards that needed to go put back. Okay, so... Okay, 9 of Swords accentuated. Accentuated. Okay, Ding Dong, the Witch is dead. The, like, mastered the dark side. Okay. So opportunities. So this is killing off the bad apples, the bad opportunities. And then on the doing side, the harvesting. Okay, so you know, you let some go. Okay, even if you're down to 0, starting level, what it's bringing, the harvesting is 10 of Pentacles. Like, that's a maximum amount. So Queen of Cups, so in reversal. This is in sequence, so it doesn't feel like anything really big is happening. I kept it low-key. I didn't go out today, not even for a walk, not even checking the mail, nothing. Like, I didn't do anything outside. I did one thing that was mandatory, but other than that, it was just kind of like filling my own cup. I'm not going to do anything extra. I don't have to really answer to anyone. I don't owe an explanation to anyone right now, when it comes down to it. So this is filling back one's own cup. Yes, okay. There's a clarifier to that. Yeah, harvesting. Okay, so that's like a parallel activity. So once you're not chasing, like if you're a Queen of Cups or even a King of Cups in reversal, to constantly try to go at things and push to keeping up with the regular degulars, you know that like the universe it's kind of like that voicemail is on replay. You know, it's like, I get it, I got it, I got it. So it's almost exhausting to hear, and it's exhausting to deliver anything to that kind of energy, including the 10 of Pentacles. So once you give it a rest, it's there's less obstacle, less resistance. So that's That's what's showing for me for the harvest. Okay, so this is great. I don't have to question my standing, and the eligibility, of being engaged with the Ten of Pentacles, being aligned with the Ten of Pentacles. That's the doing side. Okay. Yeah. The universes need to see balance, that you care more about, the rest of your world than just like one aspect of it. So there's that. Okay. So this is the new style. Unencumbered. Yeah, there we go. This is definitely being unencumbered. Okay. This is good. I did what was needed, and okay. Okay, move this. Yeah, I finally finished the whipping boy. I just sat down while I was restoring my phone, and I figured I would finish the rest of it, and that was the perfect timing, with all the other things that I had to, like, I felt pressured to attend to. I had just enough time to do this and to do that. So anyway, new moon energy. What do you want to tell me? This. Five of Swords. Upright. Voodoo masks. Okay. Five of Swords. This is kind of like one-up energy. This is the overall culture that practices voodoo. So there is an appreciation and discipline for its deities, its practices, it's a way of life. So it's not just like a method to utilize when there's madness. Okay, so this is the one up in you doing you in your own culture. So whether you come off as a spectacle to any visitors, vacationers, that don't understand the culture in full context. Okay. Anything more? No, not on that. Okay. So now over here, my tummy though, this thing is like, I don't know what the deal is, but it's starting to get like, I'm taking good care of it. I'm even putting oils there. I think there's an energy around me that's highly sensitive to certain anything, because it feels like it's infected, but it's not puffy. I don't understand what's going on over here, but it hurts. Like, I don't know, I wouldn't say it hurts, but I know that it doesn't feel quite as comfortable. So I'm just testing it out for another couple of days before I kick it out. But I do sense another energy around me, and they're, I think, sensitive to stuff. I'm learning. Okay. Alright, so anything more on this Five of Swords? Yes. Okay. What else? Okay. Five of Pentacles in reversal. They're saying pretty much that it was comprehensive. It's not like, what do you call it? Gatekeeping in a certain culture. It's also the openness of inclusion. Let's say there are visitors, there are vacationers that are coming through. Master number 55 here says that there's a lot more to us than what you normally would recognize and the media recognizes. Master number 55 is the master explorer, master adventurer. So this is not just open by invite, but open by presentation. That's how inclusive this energy is. The new style, unencumbered. So as long as you have good intentions, and you mean no harm, it's almost like an automatic invite, a welcoming. Let me see if there's anything more on that. Okay, a little bit more on that. Well, yeah, Ace of Cups and the Hierophant in reverse. It is totally like, it's a little bit like breaking the rules, but it's a new style. It's being unorthodox, and it's kind of like invite under the table, but like it's served on the table. So there's no, whatever's delivered is on the table. So there's nothing like questionable in this practice, in this new style. It's refreshing. Yeah, definitely. There's more than enough to serve just one, so definitely. I like it. I like it. It's good. Okay. Anything else? Gifts unlocked by To the Inner Wild. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna. All right. Anything more here? New topic. New topic. New topic. New topic. New topic. I'm so pleased. We have another season of this. Let me have some cafe real quick. Yeah, so I cleaned up. I also noticed a few other items in cleaning up and decorating that there were some items I totally did not see that were carried over from that 20-year friendship. So I took off that occult spy gear and put it away. Yeah. So from what I understand, once I have the intention to clear out the energy of ill intention and attachment, and I redistribute it, even by donation, that it no longer has its power to destroy, and so it's just like a chaos magic way of alchemy, like passing the torch to someone else, and that like has no connection other than like the liveliness of like, yay, someone else's trash is someone else's treasure kind of thing. So it's an automatic renewal, like a baptismal etheric renewal once someone else attains it that does want it, you know? So or that could use it. And so it's good. Like, we don't have to say like everything is ultimately trash because somebody's intent was came from a troubled place, a very troubled place, a very like fiery disturbed place. It doesn't always have to be that way. It doesn't. No. Okay. So here is 3 of Cups inverted. Let me go ahead and check. I have to, and then give me a second. I have to open up the door. Okay. Yeah, 20-year friendship. It's part of it's part of the story, my history. Yeah. Like, I don't believe in keep your friends close but your enemies closer, but some other people do. And so what I perceived and had the patience for in discernment of whether or not this one was a keeper, I ultimately came to understand that some people are not just resistant but also very determined on destruction. Yeah. So I did not, I'm not a part of that game. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, 3 of Cups inverted and 4 of Pentacles extroverted. Okay, that's how it's supposed to go. All right. Moonlight Wedding inverted, 4 of Pentacles extroverted. All right, so this is strange. I don't know if this is like love bombing here. Because this is, 3 of Cups is celebration, but this is like this is coming at me almost. This is a measure of embedded within the 3 of Cups. This is a measure of matrimony, huge commitment. This is that's why it kind of feels like love bombing, because it's like, where is this coming from? And this is 4 of Pentacles extroverted, and it's digging for gold. So this is almost absurd in its ownership, you know? It's I mean, it's absurd for someone else to do it to themselves, but to do that to other people, it's like, I don't know how to interpret that energy. Let me see here. Let's get clarification here. Seven of Cups in reversal. This is like, you are the chosen one. And look, Knight of Swords again, and on the bottom, like the secretly, this is moving really quickly, and like, I choose you. This is not like just I choose you, Pikachu. It's not that cute in what I would say here. This is people trying to like almost like get a jump start on cuffing season. Knight of Wands, like, yeah, for sure. What the heck? These are suitors moving in quick. Like, before the window of opportunity closes. That's what it looks like. So it's like, it's like, it's not even being real. That's the worst part of it. And, so it's great. It, you know, it's maybe like an ego boost, of flattery in its, impressions and offerings, but truly what this is ingenuine and saying like, they want to marry you, they want to lock you down. It's like, you don't even know me, and I haven't even spoken, and trying to come in with these like promises of yeah, it's just like, it's not even let me just get my foot in the door. It's like politician energy of promises. It's crazy. Yeah, I've thought about that. I just, people are really weird about anything with my DNA, so I'm just hesitant there. So anyway, yeah, I don't understand where this is really coming from, the heart of it. So this is a new style, Unencumbered. Like, what is this? Gifts unlocked to the inner wild. This is earning a lot more favor. Okay, so that's one great thing. Just like that. Okay. Two of Cups, yeah. So this is traveling batches. Traveling batches, and I can discern from there. So there's no complaining really over here. This is just like bold terms and conditions of what's coming through, so I don't automatically assume like, oh yeah, they're all going to come through. They're all going to be good for their word. Yeah. This thing is so concerning to me. But like it's weird because like I kind of like the sensation of it, but I know it's not a good thing. It can't be a good thing, so I'm just okay. It'll get better. It'll get better. Okay. I mean, maybe it's time to kind of let go of that image, that image with the belly button ring. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think. I mean, you could say like you're too old for that, Tina, but then like you don't say that with like ink if somebody's inked up or has, you know, it's just people are strange. So all right, anything else to that? So this is saying in a way that this is leverage, earning a great deal of favor. Yeah. And first pickings, that's what it is. Oh, yay. That's so great. I get first pick. I get first pick. That's great. Okay. Yeah, I do kind of like it. As long as I don't see it getting red and puffy, like the actual signs of infection, then I'm gonna keep it because it's kind of like having a wiggly tooth. It's kind of like that. Anyway. Okay, anything more on this? Okay, new topic. Yep. Okay. New topic. Oh, I didn't even get all of the cards. Holy smokes. Okay, new topic. Gifts unlocked. To the inner wild. Season 2, Episode 1, The New Style, Unencumbered. Okay. This is 5, 10 of Wands, Extroverted. Braided Beauty. Okay. 10 of Wands, Extroverted. I mean, this is ironic because this is being encumbered. 10 of Wands. Oh, you know what? So this is a cue to engage in certain like folklore type of magic, native magic, and doing like small rituals of protection. We don't have to go overboard, but it can be as simple as braiding your hair. Okay, whether male or female, that's what it's saying here. Like you don't have to, I don't have to wear all the crystals. Like if I have to go into realms that are very minimalistic, let's say like if I go indoor climbing, you have to take off all of your jewelry, your rings, etc., to avoid further complications should there be any possible possibilities for injury. And so you know, there's, as an alternative, you know, braiding your hair or something of that sort, using herbs, etc. And so that's what it's showing me here. 10 of Wands, extroverted, and this is supposed to be unencumbered. So here it's reading between the lines, there's a high degree of receptivity here. A high degree of receptivity for sure. So it can be burdensome if you don't know how to handle that. And it's saying that it's easily achievable. Nothing needs to be purchased really. Everything can be resourced with wherever you are. Like I was telling to one of my inside groups, I don't know, a few months ago, that let's say you are out and about and need to do like a small ritual or access some kind of salt. And you're at like odd hours of the day, and certain places are not open. Like In and Out will have whatchamacallit, you know, the little salt packets that they automatically put on top of the fries. Like, you know, the salt packet on the napkin on the fries. I know because I used to work there, and it's just that whole gig. And so I always keep those packets. Or but like, so if you are out and about, like they also have like the lemon and the water, and they're open like late night. So if you need tools for cleansing that are more substantial, it doesn't it really doesn't take very much. So especially if in transit, yeah, there are certain things that you can do. There's certain ways of accessing these things. Mhm. I don't know why that arose or what applications that was for, but you know, you don't have to doom yourself into thinking that you can't handle whatever situation you're in. Okay. So there's that. I mean, if we're looking at like Epstein BS and being cornered by similar parties, I have worked a job for a week. And it was for a highly religious community. and they were very, very, very demonic, hidden in their practices, because I could feel a latch like right on my side. It felt like somebody actually plugging in physically, but it was like a grab on, almost like alien like in the movies. I've never felt such aggression in the desire to siphon one's energy. I have never, in that type of, like, it was so unexpected. Um, I felt similar, but that was so hungry for loosh in its immediacy and its insatiable need for that. The dude, the owner, was sweating profusely. I think he was, is it coke? When you, I'm pretty sure he was doing coke. Because he was like, it looked like, you know, Jerry curl energy was just dripping down, and it wasn't even comedic. It was like he soaked through his shirt and he was still like sweating so much, and he was so powered up and talking about this and that and like writing stuff on the board, and while I was having to take notes, even though his stuff was recorded and the other guy was having to write notes, his like sidekick, and it was just very strange. So I just understand that there are certain ways of like this shiz still helps. um uh, okay, let's do a clarification on that. So my whole thing was, I really, 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 really needed a job, and before stepping into establishments, I tried to see how long I could still keep to there. But when I saw that type of aggression, and it was just those two guys and myself in that arena, plus like a long fleet of stairs before I could get to the exit, and the exit always being locked, it's just really strange, because like it was at the level where I remember being introduced, and the guys were, those two guys were like, they were doing, they like um you did good. I heard them say you did good, and then like they looked at each other like eye to eye. They had like the frat smile, and they like did, that kind of thing. And I was like, that's that was one flag. But I also got a warning to be very careful, that you know they would be capable of some heinous stuff. And when I spoke with the temp agency, I tried to be super duper professional about it without talking about occult stuff. But the samples that I gave her, she said, that's weird that you say that, because there was another girl before you, um, and she was quite young, and I thought she was inexperienced, and she was saying similar things that were not like, they were saying things that were inappropriate. And I got this visual in my head. I remember, the indoor or outdoor lightings with the old school bulbs, whatever. They had that in their main area. It was like open office space, like a very uh it was set up nicely. You could tell that it wasn't them two that did this. And it had a woman's touch, but not so like Martha Stewart about it. Not saying anything about Martha Stewart, just saying it was um um modernized rather than like living room, family room appeal. And so I could imagine, I imagined this young blonde girl like on this, what do you call it, ladder, hanging the lights, and them two making similar comments like they did in front of me about her. And I just, I don't know why, I just saw that. Anyway, everything is seen here. So is this relative to what I'm talking about? Or is this relative to the braids? No, they're talking about the person hanging the lights. That is very much true. Mm-hmm. That image was correct. Yeah. And I mean, it wasn't just weird stuff. Like, I was warned that like not to pay attention to the crows constantly banging into their office windows. They said they do that, but I don't know. I don't know what that is. Just don't pay attention to it. And I was told by an occultist that that is not a good sign. That is really, really not a good sign. And in the main, the owner's office area, I could, by the way the seats, and there were certain mirrors that were weird there. Um, 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 they were positioned in a way that the guy could like do coke lines off of his desk area, but see in the mirror to see if like in the angle to see if somebody was coming in. It was like mirror to mirror to see like what was going on. And so I knew at that point, I was like, that's not right. And the guy would lock his door every now and then. And then he wanted me to do word craft on a grant letter to I think Harvard University, or like it was to get some kind of, yeah, grant, or I don't know what it was, but um they knew that I held a certain power, um and they knew that I was good with, spell work type of writings, and so they wanted to take advantage of that. And so it was just, everything was just so strange about it. In a week's time, like, I was told to get out of there. It was not good. I don't understand, like, how my life, goes from here to there to here to there. But I know I'm where I'm supposed to be. And something better will come along. Always. So, uh, yeah. This is my era of being unencumbered, and I'm so glad that I survived all of these like weird, I wouldn't just call it just weird or stressful. Those things are not good. What is going on here? Anyway. All right, clarifier on, okay, what I just talked about here. No. The, okay, we'll get clarifier real quick on closing out what I just talked about. King of Wands extroverted. Or is it Queen of Wands? Queen? King. It's a Queen of Wands extroverted. So this is highly magical and claiming your right to walk away. Not only am I highly attractive in like one facet or one perspective, but I have to realize that on my own in like a circumferential basis, as within, so throughout. And so it's easier to walk away from BS, BS atmospheres. People will take advantage of your magic. Not just exploit it, but attempt to drain the life out of you. That is part of their role, is in stealing your power for micro pennies to the dollar, or micro pennies to the gold bar. That's what, like, for as little as they can get you, you know, for as much as they can take. Yeah. So I'm sure karma is handling them. Do I need to ask about that? No. Okay. All right. What is going on here? I don't know what. Okay. Gosh. I'm just. It's very like terms and conditions. So I don't see these things until they're said. Let me see here. Where the heck is? Oh, I see. I see. I'm reading in fragments rather than in thorough form. Thanks. Okay. Okay. I'm taking out the trash. All right. So, okay, that's enough of that. Okay, so clarifiers to the you know, the protect yourself energy. So this is highly magical. This is being highly receptive. And that means the ability to automatically resource whatever's at point blank immediacy, without having to put the feelers out. That's something that's auto, what is it? Like on autopilot receptivity. Okay. So these are gifts unlocked. You will start to notice this. You will start to notice this, my friends, my divine collective. Especially my super dupers that made the final cut for me. So clarifier to that one. The Tower card. This is firm. This is a high degree of certainty. If you were to look at us as a microcosm within like a larger collective, this is like a hair follicle. You know, same thing. It's bound. It's protected. So interesting. Tower moment here. There's nothing falling from here. I think this is honoring the dead, honoring our ancestors here. Because it's already marking those who have fallen already, preceding us. I'm not used to seeing the tower moment like this, but this high receptivity came from ancestors. I wouldn't say that comes from me. I am just enabling the unlocking and like decoding, activating methods. And that's just simple awareness, you know. It can be as base level as that. That's each hair follicle here. So yeah, interesting. Okay. What I'm getting here is like each of you are living tributes. Each of us, anyway, are living tributes from our ancestors to gift to the universe. Like, so it's, what do you call it? It's a macrocosmic giving tree. Why are they saying it like that there, though? I don't... Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that. Anything else from here? Here. Okay. Here. Okay. Is it time for takeaways? Already it's been an hour. Takeaways? No, they said just keep going. Let's go with the revelations real quick, because I'm just interested in, I really, really like this deck. And it's Hekate's moment. So I want to see what Hekate says. For gifts unlocked by To the Inner Wilds. Season 2, Episode 1, The New Style Unencumbered. What would you like to say, Hekate? Hekate, yeah? Okay. Okay, these two cards. Three of Pentacles, Opportunity Knocks. Four of Swords. So this is kind of emerging from the cocoon of slumbers, of dormancy. Okay, so this new opportunity and knowing the presentation, like being gifted to the universes, our presentation as is, and then developing, work in progress. And high, with this higher receptivity, like knowing that now, that these gifts are awakening, it presents a new opportunity. Okay, so this is an emergence. What else do you want me to say about this? Oh, I hear high-pitched ringing on my right ear, 11:12 on the clock. That's strange. Okay, more from here. She said to pull from here. Okay. Shuffle. Select. Okay, shuffle. All right. This is one. Oh, two. Okay, so there is 6 of Wands, extroverted, cosmic creatures. Yeah, that's who we are. But this is 6 of Wands is victory. These are victors. And 3 of Wands, beauty, or oh, shoot, beastly ballerinas. To each their own in the lesson of choreography. Each hold their own stance. Each hold their own tone. I mean, that's just the way it is in the ballpark. Extroverted. And so the 6 and the 3, that's 9 of Wands. That's an overwhelming sense of presence. We are who we are when we are. But right here in the here and now, this is highly victorious. Like, this is high achievements. And yet there's more coming. There's more that we're capable of, is what they're saying, because both are in extroverted form. You see? It's like standing on business, a highly successful one at that. We bring more to the business. We bring more to the successes that are already present. Interesting. So this is definitely a collective. Not everyone is feeling, like everybody has their own mood here. I would call it a mood rather than a vibe. Just because, like, it doesn't look like anyone is at peace over here, because if you do anything, what is it, ballerina or ballet, requires a lot of discipline, a lot of practice, a lot of flexibility. And when we're talking about discipline in the culture of ballet, the practice of it is not so friendly, you know. It isn't. It's, okay. So, that's the Captain Obvious part of it. More from here. I mean, that's from Hekate. I think she's just pointing out the obvious and saying that there's plenty of opportunity, and knowing that we're fully, like, we're not just fully, but we're more than capable um, uh, of enhancing what we're already successful at. Oh, it's just saying, like, if you're looking at your surroundings and it's you're looking for like moral support or not even accolades, just um um a good company culture, a just yeah, I would say moral support, not to get weighted down by not seeing that in your surroundings, because this is more about the refinement of practice that you're already eligible to engage in. And so the incentive and the bright side of this is not just knowing that you're eligible, but knowing that there is clear and present opportunity here, not just in what is it, possible partnership, no, what do you call it, this is definitely a learning opportunity, but it's also industrious, but also the emergence of the ancestral backing and gifts, and gifts unlocked of being more receptive to more resources. And yeah, that's what it's saying here. Okay, so it may not be as obvious, especially seeing that remember the batches of suitors support that are coming through. It's not going to be always so obvious, and like we're going to be able to root out what vibes best for us, what we consider the Two of Cups in this arena. But overall, receiving more favor from the universes in live resources, or yeah, of resources period, is this is a very advantageous position. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. More on this? Anything like I need to correct? No. Okay. So where do we move forward? This deck. Okay. New moon, dark moon, Hekate. Gifts unlocked by To the Inner Wild. Season 2, episode 1. The new style. Unencumbered. Okay. This is the 9 of Cups. Extroverted, called Drunken Fools. Okay. Everybody doing more than just fine. This is like, let's relax for a second. Let's simmer down. Let's tucker down. Yeah, this is letting loose. This is permission to let loose. Yeah, especially if like we're all in the same boat of engaging in this kind of like discipline. Everybody comprehends, or their griefs, whether if it's like a new challenge or digesting change or integration, adaptation, whatever, they process it differently. We all process it differently. So like not to take that face value so seriously. So this is like almost an icebreaker is what she's saying is necessary, because we're truly all in the same boat. We all qualify to be here. Yeah, okay. Okay, it opened up to these, which is 2, 4, 6, 7 of cups in reverse. We were all chosen to be here. This is called the schooling the little devils. And then 8, 9, 10, 10 of swords inverted, masked strangers. Okay, yeah, it's definitely an icebreaker if it's 10 of swords inverted. This is like thawing things out. It's like let's put like the ice picks down in this icebreaker. Masked strangers, let's take off the masks for a second and enjoy this moment. And then 2 of swords extroverted, smoke break. Yeah, this is an icebreaker. So extroverted, it's like this is kind of the version of 2 of cups. Remember schooling the little devils? Is that what it said? Yeah, schooling the little devils. Here it's like we understand that everybody has their own vices. So in the understanding of where like who the 2 of cups energy is amongst these batches, like attracts like. So we learn this is not what do you call it? Trauma dumping or trauma bonding, but this is the natural dynamic of and the beauty of like attracts like. And so you find similarities, and it's not like being cliquey with one another. This is more like I understand you, and I understand where you're coming from or where you're going, but this is it's okay if there's uh shared understanding, like we come from the same umbrella of history, and so I get to learn how you learn from your stuff, how you digest it, how I, and you get to learn how I digest it in that way. um 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 and so there's almost like you fill in you there's a possibility of filling the gaps in um what we have not satiated, in fully putting things to absolute rest so that they do not resurrect again in either of our arenas. So this is like, oh, you might have a missing puzzle piece. I'm like, oh, I didn't see it that way. That's very interesting. So it's what were you gonna say about that again? There's something else. I just got a message on my system, but that distracted me for a second. Missing links. This is just restricted. Okay. Anyway, they'll remind me if it's important. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. In fact, like, okay, so even in this smoke break, we see that we hold things differently. For here, it's almost like, I see, got my eyes on you. I understand, like, I see you. This is like the relaxation of like, oh, finally I get to relax. This is living the life, kind of energy. So this is definitely in even the way each other translates that I understand you, or my guard is lowered because we operate on the same wavelength almost. Yeah. All right. So there's that from Hekate. Anything else? Okay. Okay, from here, okay, Hekate says, so you know what it said? Like I got interrupted by, I don't know, my my Instagram, I forget sometimes, like now that my phone is fixed, I will get notifications and I will see until until it gets bothersome. But anyway, I got a notification saying someone left a message. I don't know if it was on a picture or a DM or something, and it said, "Where's the boobs?" or something like that. I don't like where. What is that? What? No, I don't know. Six of Wands. Look, triumphant. That's that. This is absolutely correct, is what Hekate is saying. This is like in groupings, you don't always get to pick your fleet. But it doesn't mean that you always have to run with the crowd. But this understanding of, you know, shining where you are, like blooming where you're placed, is, it still has a degree of asserting one's own will, power of choice. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. That's very good. Okay. Okay. Is it takeaways time? Yes. Start with this. This. Okay. We're gonna start with this deck. Shuffle first. No, we just read the bottom first. Knight of Wands on the bottom. Top of the deck. No secret to our sauce. Magician in reverse is inverted. I'm sorry. Is this internal? External energy. Internal. External energy. External. Ill-intended. Well-intended. Well-intended. Well-intended external energy. So this is a roundup of, obviously, of practitioners who have to remain objective to one another. Like, this is not a crash course in a meet and greet opportunity. This is knowing that with the practice in, like, developing of one's own, like, being one's own personal relationship manager to self, like all the facets of self, you know that it takes time to process. So therefore, it would take a degree of objectivity with externals. And so there's confidence in that. Like, it takes time. It takes practice. Okay, so the second, or this. Okay, so bottom of the deck. Grandma's Grimace, that's inverted. Two of Pentacles. Okay, again, this is about ancestry, and things are in balance. This is a sassy grandma. Like, oh, I don't know if I would do it that way, but things are in balance. I see. I can see through these beer goggles. These ancient beer goggles. Okay. I'll cut you some slack kind of energy. This is the new style. That's what, okay, top of the deck. Five of Wands. Something deadly grows in the garden. Okay, Five of Wands. Well, I don't see any snakes in the grass, snakes in the garden. But something deadly grows in the garden. This is knowing that, not everything, in the garden is complementary, to all life forms. Like, to each their own, just like perfume sits differently on different body chemistries. And even like the temperament of the ones that are more favorable to that scent. Yeah, definitely, because it has to do with like hormones and all of that. The energy of like the internals. So here there are toxins. Let's say those plants that are toxic to pets. You know, so there's that kind of energy here. Something deadly grows in the garden. Okay, Five of Wands is normally like combative. It's conflict. Okay, so this is about conflict of interest. You know, that's just happens anywhere, really. So, here it's showing me like there's pinchers on the right side in selection. Okay, so it's being absolute, decisive on the doing side. On the left side of receptivity, there's muscle power indicated in carrying that basket of goodies and harvesting. And so, and like her calves also. So in the walk. And we don't discover this really, the conflict of interest, unless we walk the walk and unless we do our part in harvesting. When we come across and mm, interface with other energies, but this again is an advantage in kind of like not quite a process of elimination, but this is for educational purposes. Okay. Um, I don't know why I say it like that, but yeah. It's kind of like the organization of, okay, well, there's the fruits, there's the vegetables, there's this, the herbs, you know, that kind of thing. So it's, yeah, okay. So this is gathering our bearings almost, a personalized, orientation. Okay, that's the bottom. Okay. Okay, wait, that's the top. Okay. All right, so there's no secret to that. That's the second deck that we're going to use. And then the third deck, the Fool card, walking the walk. And then the top of the deck, no secret, the Seven of Swords. Okay, Seven of Swords, this is kind of like theft here. But it's broken down between two arenas, and this is upright. So this is Four of Swords. So this is leaving with something to think about. Three of Swords down here is like there's no what is it? The only heartbreak that is caused in like theft in this arena is almost like the Garden of Eden energy. When one leaves the arena with the intention to take away more than food for thought, when they leave with the intention to take away so as to um impose everyone else has less than them, that's when it hurts. The Three of Swords is like it's reinvested. Like this is a Garden of Eden that is self-sustaining almost, so you can't really steal from it other than what your true takeaways are. If you have the intention to steal more than that, with the intention of like a personal upgrade to uh to keep down the rest, it actually hurts that energy more than any it could for anyone else. So that is the top of the deck. No secret to this sauce. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so there's legit takeaways. Like, to be in this arena, you're already like in for the steal, like home base energy, because one leaves this arena with something always to think about. So this is almost like Spirit using like historical reference points, anecdotes in our favor, like memorabilia, not with favorable nostalgia. So the apple or whatever the thing is, leaving with wisdom. So you can go with that. Okay, we'll give you that. Okay, but we're gonna reset the terms and conditions. But if you try to take more than that, if your intention was to F everybody over, or even one person within that arena over, you're gonna leave with less. You're gonna leave with heartbreak of your own. You're gonna find it when you go to your own home, when you know that's what's happening there. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay. All right. So time for takeaways. Now that we did the top and bottoms. All right. So two takeaways. Two takeaways for my super duper super dupers who made the final cut in my favor. Um, I'm gonna remove any BSers that are trying to project. Yeah. I know I don't look trans, and you know, I like sometimes I indulge of, you know, like, what if I did? What is it to you? Like, what you know, what is your problem? What if I was trans, you know? What's it to you? Come on, get out of here. Thanks. But like, it's just, I gotta call out people for just being dumb, you know? All right. Yeah, because on the replay, I noticed that it makes, like, I kind of cringe when I say, uh, if I just said, you know, I stuck it back to them and I said, I know I don't look trans, or, you know, like there's there's a slight implication that, what if I, you know, what if I was trans, you know, what if, because I'm LGBTQ friendly plus whatever, you know, friendly, and so I have to understand it from coming from there. It's like, that's not cool. So I have to cover my bases on that, not just for technicality, but truly, like, what if I was? What? Stupid, you know? Anyway, all right, two takeaways from my super duper super dupers. Okay, first one. Okay, Ace of Swords in reversal. Okay, this is, you can't catch me on the gingerbread man energy, but this is also a search, like the quest, Zelda's quest. Let me get a clarifier for that. Like, you can't be pinned down type of energy. It's all three, but let me get one. Okay. This is the full card in reverse. Okay, you can't catch me, Zelda. Okay. This is kind of like, this is okay, this is what it reminds me of. Just with these two cards so far, for the first takeaway. This is kind of like everyone's at the start line. Before they go ready, set, go, you're doing your stretches, you're looking side to side. This is even like go-kart race level. Whatever that starting point is to whatever race it is, this is the part where you see, like, some people will say, oh, well, that's just the sport. That's just the game. When people talk shit to one another, when, you know, when there's like trying to get, like, play mind games or whatever. And that's actually indicative of poor sportsmanship up front. Like, this is not that kind of game. This is not that kind of contest where we contest with one another. This is the spirit of the sport. Enthusiasm that you get to play, that you have qualified to enter. And so may the best man in best spirits win. Like, with the best conditioning, overall, even attitude. So that's what kind of game we're playing here. Clarified one more. So this is kind of like seeing things for what they are, face value, just taking that note up front, not letting it weigh down on you, because this is the new style, unencumbered. And so this is like also understanding comprehensively, like, okay, so where do you, like, what is your gameplay start? You know, this is what are your intentions before you actually start, go. So that's yeah, part of the conditioning process, and like stretching and all of that. Meditation. Okay. Okay, this way. King of Cups in reverse. Yep. So this is talking about your health, your sanity, your well-being before you go, go, go. What is that? The Go-Go's? I only know like a few of their songs, but they rock it. I mean, um, King of Cups, yeah. It's about the masculinized version of how you really take care of yourself. Without it being like the softer side. This is a matter of fact. This is how it is. I'm not gonna let anybody like get into my head and jumble things. Um, mhm. This is replenishment before going out there. So this is kind of like temperance in a level where I know that if you're doing like a marathon or race, you don't chug X amount of water right before that, because I think you're going to get cramps or something like that midpoint when you're running. There's a certain scheduling in knowing oneself, like how to regulate, how to personally regulate before you go. So your second takeaway is just like that. Yeah, oh my god, that's crazy. That is so crazy. So ready, set, go. It's go time. It's go time. That's so weird. Okay. Clarify by. Okay. 5 of Cups, extroverted, rare specimens. Okay. 5 of Cups. These are beetles. These are beetles. Okay. Maybe I have to channel something from the Beatles, but anyway, this is clearly on the abdomen. This is something about the body. So 5 of Cups, extroverted, is like these are having to say goodbyes. I think saying goodbyes to old things. This is like, again, on the threshold before you start something. So mm, uh it's already considered a rarity for you to get this far, to get to this point. And sometimes I realize that I come to this realization, like, oh, maybe uh, that I have a low head count right now, because maybe truly maybe I have the energetic exposure, but people don't know exactly like who I am, and that's supposed to be like, you're here for a certain reason. The exposure here, is it's a rarity for you to be here. Um, it's not just like underground, and it's um, uh, what is it, niche exposure. This is it's weird how things transpires. You know, it's very mysterious, peculiar how things happen with our interactions. The timing of it, especially. So on the threshold, this is about the body part. Okay, so the vehicle. Okay, so this is kind of like housekeeping with the car. Okay, what's what doesn't belong in that arena, in that space? um hmm, yeah, this is in it for the long haul. mm-hmm. um And beetles live more of a blip than we do. Yeah, okay, so recognizing that. All right, so clarifying that is this is also talking about consumption. Leaving, like, picking up from the King of Cups in reversal explanation. Okay, so 5 of Cups, extroverted again. Yeah, master number 55. This is the exploratory, the self-exploratory view. That's what the encouragement is. Because you're in it for the long haul, you were built that way. It's following through with the intention of upkeep and what does not belong. You know, so this is recognizing vices even in its small scale. Like I am, yeah, it's just being more cognizant of what suits you better in gaining traction and longevity. Yeah, master number 55 here. How strange is that? That's so weird to see that from both decks. Okay, and so again, this is looking at 5 of Cups here and seeing the masculinized version of the 3 of Cups, and having to say goodbye to certain vices like shiz and giggles, and then knowing like the feminine touch of what truly belongs. What is a 2 of Cups to you in your singular form without having to look at the extra. Yeah. Okay. Because like wouldn't it be more satisfying to upkeep yourself and know this before even, like, it's okay to go to a doctor. It's definitely fine to go to the doctor. I'm not against that. It's but wouldn't you feel a lot more satisfied um coming to the same conclusion, or not even having to go to the doctor because you've upkeeped yourself so well, but like the same conclusion of what, you know, the doctor's diagnosis is like. um it's not to say that you don't need the doctor, but it's just like, okay, i can I can follow what my body is telling me. Like I have clues into it. So some people may have a fear of going to the doctors. Um and it doesn't necessarily have to be bill related. Um but getting a jump start on certain issues, or hints towards possible issues, is a great lead. You don't have to wait for somebody else to tell you that. Um Yeah. So there's that. Okay. Because I think the most irritating thing for doctors or nurses is that when you see your patient, and especially when you care about your patients, and like have a personal connection with them, that you give them all the advice that they could need, and you have like the most prestigious education, all of this practice, and they put that to waste by not listening to it. Yeah. Oop, there we go. So there's that. Okay. All right. So 2 takeaways for my upcoming partner in peace and quiet. Yes. Or any takeaways for them? Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I forgot. I have to redo this because I think my cat clawed into it, and so this is a reminder. Okay. All right. So 2 takeaways. Starting with this. I forgot. No, starting with this. I'm glad that there's confirmation here for you. All right, so 2 takeaways. Okay, first one is supposed to be just straight like that. Okay, for him or her, or them. Four of Cups in reverse. Making the right choices. You're making the right choices. Yeah. So, I don't know why you needed confirmation on that, but maybe you have a lot of people in your ear about, or things that were said that make, so this is just to battle out any noise that you're getting. You're making the right choice. Clarified by. Okay. Yeah, you're making the right choice. Holy smokes. This is the High Priestess. Do you see? The all-seeing eye. I only needed one eyeball for this. A prosper read. Okay. Or a proper read. Yeah, definitely. You have a proper read with what's in your hands already. You're good. You're making the right choice. Okay. Clarify by. Six of Cups, extroverted. So this is soul ties. This is your kin, a good neighborhood, support group, people that you know from the past or past lives energy. So, I mean, this is showing me that not only have you chosen well, but you are very capable, if not already choosing the right collective. Yeah, interesting. All right, your second takeaway from here. What I have to say about that is that if there's confirmation needed on that, and it's relative to a collective, that kind of implies that you've done away with a previous collective. And so when you've been with a certain collective for so long, or with something pertaining to substantial topics, or substantial umbrellas, it can make you question your decision making. Like, am I making the right choice in the reformatting of what I find suitable for my collective? Like, yeah. Anyway, Page of Swords. Okay, it's this is your second takeaway. Okay, okay, this is learning. This is kind of like show and tell. Without judgment. It's just a presentation here. Like Spirit called you up to the front of the class. Okay, it's your turn. Okay. What is it saying about that? Okay. And this is King of Cups in reversal. Again, this is looking out for your own health and well-being. So maybe you ran with a crazy crowd, like they would get wild out. It's just not healthy for you anymore. And it's not saying like, oh, you're getting too old for, well, kind of. It's just your current structure isn't in support of that. But I'm in support of whatever my structure needs. Okay, so that's where you're coming from here. Yeah. So maybe you left the collective that was just unhealthy in their ways. It doesn't have to be toxic, but it does look like it was toxic because heads were cut off. Yeah, okay. Clarified by the Magician. Yeah. So this is recreation, reformation. This is knowing how to alchemize your own industry. Yeah, from bottom to top. Uh, yeah, there's no reason to question your methods nor your motives. It is all clear. You're upright. Okay. All right. So my 3 takeaways are: first one, Knight of Pentacles, extroverted. This is something in transit, delivering something on its way. Extroverted, 3 of shark bait in reversal. 3 of Pentacles. What? In reversal? Extroverted. Okay, so it doesn't... So there's like big energy, like big energy sharks that are coming after me, but it's a non-threat. Let me clear. Well, I should not feel threatened, okay? I can't say that it's a non-threat because anyone that intercepts that is a threat. But, inverted. 6 of Swords, inverted. Yeah, in reversal. Yeah, this is like, just calm your shit down, Tina, okay? Don't worry about it, okay? But something is on its way fast. It is some kind of opportunity or link up, like partnership, learning opportunity, whatever it is. It's not supposed to stir the waters. And it's good for me. These are coming from a higher up energy. And second takeaway. The Hermit card. There's a huge sense of awareness here. Clarified by. Like, it's no longer hidden. Like, I don't have to stay hidden or something like that. 4 of Swords, extroverted. Dance marathon. Something to think about. Or recuperation. Clarified by. Knight of Wands in reverse. Something about player. No, this is more about having confidence in oneself. Let me get one more clarifier on that because I don't quite 100% understand that part. Extroverted. The Star card in reversal, extroverted. I think this is something about recuperation. This, I don't know, this feels like protege type of energy. Recuperation, confidence. Yeah, this is kind of like, let me build you up, okay? Yeah. So like, you got the magic touch on this, Tina. There's a, as I said, I've got the magic touch on this stuff, but I have the magic touch in like how to kind of like navigate almost. Yeah. Interesting. All right. That is true. Okay. My third takeaway is Ace of Pentacles. Oh, forgot. Like that's being funded by the divine. This is like my go. That's 10 of Pentacles, extroverted. Jailbirds. Oh my goodness. Some people are not cool with that, but it doesn't really matter because these are like that, like from 1 to the 10, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, this is like quick turnover money, like for real. Like for 3 sharkies to be extroverted temperance, extroverted and reversal. This is like a huge windfall windstorm, but by like hail. Like this is yeah, this is yeah. That's also some wordplay there. This is like a huge rush of like precipitation. This is yeah, definitely. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks very much for all donations provided in and of light and love that reciprocate equally and therefore abundantly. But now that this reading is officially over, I call back all my power, energy, essence, gift, strength, properties, passions, pursuits from those that call upon, cast, generate, bring, magnify, multiply, or any variation thereof the aforementioned ill will and thought form pattern and or entity to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit for cleansings, for blessings, for reformatting to love and light energy, and to be refortified in me, only me, hassle free, no doubt, no attachment, except for all bonus points included. Thanks so much. Now, upon closing the portals in these readings, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with a sequence of roll out and light and love. I close the portals in these readings. Boop. Now.